going. So, you know what I thought it would be nice is to just make some sort of videos with the code as well, because I know for a while I've been making videos just just like videos, no screen share or anything like that. So it's actually not a tutorial. Actually, I just wanna show you guys what I'm working on, because you might find value in this. I have no idea. You might find, you might not find, but yeah. So there is a project that I have. This project involves going through. Well, basically, okay. Let me give you an overview. Basically, we are building a search engine for the jobs, and so the the main part of the system, at least the technical bits, involves reading the XML files, indexing them, yeah, and then they just allow some sort of intelligent search. So we get a lot of clients who wanna index their XML jobs into our system, so we can distribute the jobs to the publishers. And so that's the whole system. Index the job, allow people to search for the jobs. When people search, click the job, we pay the publishers, yeah. And obviously, but the bulk of the system involves extraction of the XML files, and then indexing the files, and also searching the jobs within the files. So, you know what, I looked at quite a few libraries, and I experimented with quite a few libraries actually, and it seems like a lot of the libraries in Python. By the way, this code itself is, as you can probably see, is a lambda function. So in Python itself, the best library for this job I could find was SAX parser. Um, so we would just go through the file, the XML file. Now the XML file itself are quite big. Um, so gigabyte of files, it's like 1 million rows and all that. Obviously we need to go through all the data in the files, insert that into the database, do the cleanup and all that, any other processing before it's stored in the database. So on one hand, it uses Laravel for the dashboard, so that's where you add the XML feeds and all that. It pushes the stuff into the queue. Then it pushes the data to the cloud into the S3 bucket. Once it's on the S3 bucket, S3 bucket itself is configured in a way where um, it'll trigger the Lambda function, and then Lambda function will stream the file from the bucket itself on Amazon, and go through the file, get the data, then index the data. Yeah, so that's the general process, and the complication here is the challenge actually, um, um, is to you know is to be efficient with the memory and all that, because we can't just load the whole file, like 5 GB of file. You load that into memory, um, it'll bottleneck. It'll spike the memory, and I don't know what will happen next. It'll probably stop working, or it would slow down other things. But this is running on Lambda function, so that might not happen. But we still have to be careful. So the way this SAX parser works is a bit different than other stuff. It doesn't allow you to find sort of. Let me actually show you the XML file example itself. So this is the XML file. Is you got the ID, name of the job, title, company information, location, and all that. It's a pretty plain XML file. The way this parser works actually is it goes through the file line by line. That's the most important part about this. It goes from the first line to the second to the third to the fourth, and it keeps going, right? And it invokes certain methods in your class depending on where it is in the file. So if it starts from the top, yeah, so the first element itself in the file is going to be this one, XML. Sorry, no, not XML, the source. As it's on the source, it's going to invoke a function, and that function is called start element. So this is your class. which implements this class here, content handler. So it's going to invoke start element function as soon as it's over the source tag, okay? And then let's say it's on the name, okay? Let's say it's on the name, so it's gonna invoke the name. It's gonna invoke start element function when it's on the name. Then it's gonna go through the data in the name itself. Now another funny thing is that it's gonna go through the data character by character. So in the name itself, here it's gonna go on E and then X and T and R and A. So you can see how it works. It actually does everything line by line, character by character. You know, that's how it works. It's not like other like some DOM library or some other library where you can just plug the data straight away. You know, you can find out where you are in the file, or you can find out what the parent is. It doesn't allow you to do that. So characters is the function that's invoked, and in the character function we're doing basically we're building a string. So title, which was initialized here as a string, is being assigned the data slowly, you know, one character by character. So here it would just write, you know, and it would invoke characters function for each of the character inside. So it would invoke this function 105, 6, 7, 9, 10. Like it'll invoke character function 10 times. So it'll start with start element function. So it tells it, we know where the starting element is, and then it's going to invoke characters, and depending on how many characters are inside, then it's going. We can actually build the data, the string here. So as we build here, string is we're gonna eventually have a complete string. And then lastly, it can also tell us what's the end element. So here, so if we look at the job, it will also invoke another function when it reaches the end of that tag. So for example, jobs, it'll invoke job, for job it'll invoke end element function. So we know where we are at the end of the element. So that's how it works. Yeah, this library is definitely not amazing, but it allows you to go through stuff line by line, and yeah, it doesn't crash the server. So it kind of just streams the file slowly, line by line, character by character. So yeah, that's what I've been working on, and yeah, there's quite a few challenges with this, and I don't know if Python is actually the right right stack for this. But yeah, that's what I've been working on, and yeah, the file itself can be quite big. So I think this is the original file. If I try to open it here, actually it opens. This file is actually not very massive, but as you can see, this is how many elements are there, rows are there in the file, and all this data needs to go into the database. So we have to think carefully how we get the data across from lambda function, where it extracts the data, to the RDS database. So yeah, there is some challenges with this, and yeah, I'll keep you guys posted how I get on. But yeah, I just thought I'd share what sort of stuff I work on. And yeah, if you guys working with these sort of parsers, if you know anything better, let me know. But I don't think I'm going to change it at this point, but I think it'd be nice to know anyway. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me also know what sort of stuff you guys are working on.